Hello everyone, this is Angie at Stampin' with Amore. Welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, hit the bell for notifications each time I upload a new video. I put out videos on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday, sometimes Friday or Saturday. So there is a wide variety. I usually do cards on Tuesdays, so I hope you join me. Alright, so let's get started. This project is, I'm making this one and then the one I make today are going to be two of my friends because I'm really missing my friends. I usually go to lunch with them and they work in the medical field. They feel like it's not safe for me to come there because they do see patients and stuff. So I'm going to send this to them because I'm really missing them. And it says, no matter the weather, we're friends forever. So I thought it was perfect for a friend. So if you have a friend that you really miss and you haven't seen since all of this mess here, then this will be for you. But I love how this turned out. I thought it was really cute. So I hope they like it. But I'm going to just fill it with some chocolates and stuff. And I'm going to send them to them. So, all right, so let's get started. What you're going to need is a piece of Melon Mambo. This is 7.5 by 9.5. I'm using the Designer Series paper that is the Artistic Blooms. And I love this. It's very, very abstract to me. But mostly I love this side of the pattern. I'm not really into this type of pattern, but I love the opposite sides. It's really, really pretty. I like this one. And actually, this is the one I'm using, but I'm using the opposite side because it went with my Melon Mambo that I'm using. And I do like this too. But I'm really, really like the opposite side the best. All right, so that's what I'm using for this. And this piece is 7.5 by 9.5. I already said that, right? And then you're going to need a piece for... I'm going to use the stitched rectangles, and I'm using this. And if you don't have the stitched rectangle, let me tell you what size you can cut this at. So it is 2 5/8 by 4. So you can cut out a mat yourself, but I love the stitching. I think it really adds to it. So I am using this to cut out my mat. You're going to need some Whisper White and a little piece of Designer Series paper, and I'm using the plaid tidings. Now, it says plaid tidings. It makes you think Christmas, right? But this is for everything. So I would use this for birthdays, for masculine projects. I mean, the plaids are amazing in here. I love them all, and I love plaid anyway, so... But that's what I'm using for the little boots. We're actually going to be stamping on the Designer Series paper. Don't forget that you can stamp on your Designer Series paper because it really gives a really cute effect. All right, and then you just need some Whisper White for our sentiment. And this piece I'm going to use for my sentiment and for cutting the umbrella out. And this is going to be 3/4 by 3 1/4 for the sentiment, but I'll just cut it as we go. All right, so the things that I'm using for this is the Under My Umbrella. This is one of my favorite stamp sets. I really love this one, and this is the one that says, no matter the weather, we're friends forever. I'm using the flowers, which I already stamped and colored the flowers because I wanted to speed this up a bit so you didn't have to watch me color with the blends, because I know you've seen me, if you follow me, color a lot with the blends. So I already did that ahead. And then I'm using this So Much Happy, but I am only using the dies, which are called Happy Dies. And I'm using the die from this is going to be this one right here, which is the little banner, which creates this. And I went ahead and colored that with my blends as well while I was coloring those flowers, so it goes really fast. But look how cute that is. So that's what I'm using for the top of this box. All right, so I think that's it. And then the stitched rectangles, of course, are these right here. It's one of my favorite die sets. All right, so let's go ahead and stamp and bring our big shot up here. So we'll stamp the boots, and I'm going to just use Memento Black, and I'm stamping right on that Designer Series paper. You do have to fussy cut these. There is not a die. We have a punch for the umbrella, but you do have to fussy cut the boots, and I did have to fussy cut the flowers. But the punch cord, this punch coordinates with that bundle, the Under My Umbrella bundle. So we're going to use that for our umbrella and for the little handle. All right, so I'm just going to fussy cut this. It's very, very quick and simple fussy cutting. It's hard to do it in the videos because I know a lot of people don't like to sit and watch you fussy cut, but look how cute these little boots are. So that is what we're doing for that. And now I'm going to stamp the umbrella with Memento Black. And we're going to do something a little different for the umbrella. So I'm going to stamp that. Oops. And then I'm going to stamp the handle. But I'm going to stamp it going this way. I think it'll be easier for me to punch that way. So I'm going to do a little bit of blending here with some Mango Melody and some Magenta Madness. So these colors are in my Designer Series paper, so that's why I picked those. And I am using my blending brush for this. So I'm going to do the Magenta Madness first, and I'm just going to tap off on here, and we're just going to lightly blend. I just thought it was really cute to do some ink blending on this instead of coloring it. And you can make it as light or dark depending on how much ink blending you want to do. You know, I mean, you can make it very pastel, and I always wipe that off on a paper towel. And then we're going to pick up the, and I'll clean this brush after. And then we're just going to blend that in the middle. And then we're just going to punch it out, and we'll have that all ready to go. Alright, so let's go ahead. Let me clean this really quickly because I don't want it to dry on there. And we'll take our punch and we'll punch out our umbrella. And if you can line these up, make a template and line it all up, but I find this is just as easy for me. And then I'm going to do, I think I'm going to have to cut this. I'm knocking my ink all around. Still have to cut it. There we go. So we're going to punch that handle. I don't mind adjusting and cutting. And what did I do with it? Where did it go? Did it go flying? Okay, here it is. It was on the floor there. All right. So we are going to go ahead and set these all aside, and then we're going to do our box. So we're going to score this. And we are going to score it. Hold on a minute. I got to use my... Okay. Now we're ready to score. We're going to score at the 9.5 inch side, and we're going to score it at 1/2, 2, 5, oops, I'm not paying attention here, I'm getting off, and 6.5. Alright, and then we're going to turn it on the 7.5 inch side, and you're going to score it at 1.5 and 6. And that's it. Alright, now we're ready to cut this. The top is going to be right here. So that's where the 1/2 inch is. So we're going to cut in here. Cut off this one. We're going to do the same on here. And then we're going to create some flaps. So I'm going to cut down here and on this one as well. And then you're just going to cut, I don't know, maybe a little bit more than a 1/2 inch I love having flaps inside. It just looks more professional and it holds your lid up really nicely. So you'll see me do this a lot if you're new. And then we're just going to cut the sides here. And I'm going to cut in here. And we're going to do the same on the opposite side. Okay, so let's scoot all that out of the way and let's burnish all of these score marks. We'll sharpen them up here. I don't know if I've ever made a box this size before, or this shape. I don't remember making one this shape before. And I'll tell you in a minute the size of it. Alright, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to put tear and tape on both ends here. You can use your Stampin' Seal Plus, or you can use wet glue, but I'm going to just use, because I'm using this and I don't want it to fall apart, and I love tear and tape for boxes. So I'm going to make sure these are going to my friends, so I'm going to make sure that they stay together. Alright, so let's remove this tear and tape. Okay, so we got all the tear and tape backings off there. It took me a bit to get those off, and then we're going to pull these up, and you are going to line this up. I like to make sure they're nice and straight, and then you have your little flaps on the inside, and then there you go. Okay, so we're ready to mat this. I do need to bring the big shot up for this because I need to run my rectangle through here, and I'm saying big shot, but we have our new Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and I'm really having a good time with this. This will be available to customers September 1st, and if you want one, oh my goodness, you need to get one. It's so much nicer than what I had. So we're going to run this through this one. If you run it straight through, it's a little hard to get through, and I meant to put it at an angle. So if you run these through, these rectangles, if you put it at an angle like this, it goes through like a breeze, and I forget all the time to do that. If you run it straight through, it's a little bit harder to go through, and I have no idea the reasoning behind it, but if someone knows, they could leave it in the comments, because it's happened with the big shot as well. Alright, so we are going to use some Stampin' Seal for this. Okay, so we're going to stamp that. Oh, I want to grab my mat. I've been slacking on using my mat, and I'm noticing a difference. So we're going to just stamp that. I love this sentiment, and it was perfect for this box. I'm going to bring up my trimmer here, and we're going to trim this down. Ooh, I got a little bit close there. I'm going to do that again because, like I said, I'm going to do it at 3/4. I'm just going to cut it. And then I'll re-stamp it because I am using this one and I want it to be right. But of course, whenever I do a video, you know, I forget to cut things, or something always happens. Alright, so I'm going to use some Stampin' Seal, and we're going to put this sentiment on here. And it's okay if it's a tiny bit longer. This is 3.5. And then I'm going to use some dimensionals for this one. I'm going to put the dimensionals on the top of the umbrella. put that umbrella there. And I'm using dimensionals too for the boots. We're going to put the boots on this side. And then I'm just adhering this flowers here with some Stampin' Seal. I'm not popping that up. And then we're going to add our little flags here. And you don't need all the flags, so I'm just going to cut it here. And I'm going to use wet glue for this because they're really tiny. So I'm just going to put some on all these little flags. And then we'll add that to the front. Come on, stay down. My fingers are sticky. It wants to come with it. And then last but not least, I am using some of our Magenta Madness, and this is our 2022 in color, and this is just our in color ribbon. And I already made a bow because I had some left from the last bow. I'm just gonna shorten the tails a little bit. And then we're going to add this with a glue dot. Right there to our umbrella. And there it is. I love this box. I think it's so cute. I love the stamp set though. So here are both of them. So I hope my friends enjoy them, and I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. So if you need any supplies, you can shop on my blog at stampingwithamore.com. I hope you all have a blessed day, and I'll catch you in the next ones. See you later, everyone. Bye.